I just don't understand like healthcare at all. And this is what I try and stay away from politics, but I keep getting dragged into it because my partner is a very big like They have very strong political views, but they have all of the like the right views.
Yeah.
Like not even like the right or left, just the right views of like they do not like capitalism, but they understand that in order for society to function, we have to function on capitalism.
Right. I'm that way too. I used to hate capitalism. Then I looked at myself and I was like, "Bitch, you're selling candles." So I sat down with that real quick, and not to mention like TikTok, capitalism TikTok. That was enough to educate me enough to be like, okay, because I get it. Like you said, I don't like it, but I get it because you do need it.
Yeah.
It's the stipulations that involve that matter.
Oh, yeah. I just don't like the world. This is why I play video games. Same. I mean, 24K Golden said it pretty well. We play games a lot to avoid the depression.
Oh my god. Literally, though. Like, that song is it. Because, I don't know. You feel different. You feel like it's a whole different world. Like, I don't know. I feel like I get into this, not really persona, not really ego. It's like, I'm just free. There's no judgment. Like, I'm just... Streaming does that for me. It's weird. I keep telling my mom, I'm like, you ever watch Hannah Montana? I feel like that when I stream. Like, best of both worlds type shit. Step away from the computer. I'm like, alright, real life time. I gotta cook. Gotta take out the trash. I like games.
I'm the same. I feel like my mum's like... So my mum still doesn't understand it.
Really? But my mum does a little bit.
So my mum's in her 40s now.
Okay.
And she's just like, she's never grasped onto the concept. She goes, well, why would people pay you to sit and watch games? Like, because it's an entertainment business. I was like, why do you go to like the movies or whatever?
Oh,
like,
good point.
I was like, well, why? Like, well, yeah, but they're movie stars. Well, yeah, but why does like your partner watch football? They're watching a game that they could play, but they just don't.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point.
And I mean, it works better as well because, like, say that you've got like a PC exclusive, and someone's really interested in that game. They watched the Game Awards, say like Century Age of Ashes, a new. That's a good game.
I haven't played it, but I've seen people stream it. It looks lit.
Yeah, it is one of the good games, but you can't get it on PS4. I don't think unless they have system like that. But it like. For that example, you could like somebody who's only got PS4 but wants to get a PC is gonna be like, oh, I like that game. I'm gonna go back and watch that person because they're playing that game.
That's what I did to find people like Paladins. I was like, I've never like okay. I came to Paladins from Valorant, but before Valorant, I revisited Skyrim, and then before that. I played Dauntless because when I was with my ex, I got popular off Dauntless. Like, I met so many people on Dauntless, and then that started the career. And before it was a career to me, I was just streaming for fun. And then people were like, yo, like, I want to see you on some shooters. And I tried to tell people, like, look, I've not played a shooter since Call of Duty Black Ops. I was such a sweat. I don't want to get like that again. I really didn't, but lo and behold, I got dragged into it. But perfect opportunity because I got fed up with Dauntless. Like, bro, people found a way to turn a PvE game competitive. And I was just like, if you're going to do that, I might as well sweat on a PvP and actually, like, feel good about it.
So with me, I've always been an FPS. I don't know what it is. I've always been FPS. But I started from Pokemon. I started like way back when I was like 7 years old. I started on Pokemon. It was like, what was it? Like my mum got me this Game Boy Advance, and I'd sit in the back of the car. And granted, we'd be out like I don't want to say all night because we weren't out all night, but we were out until it was like dark. And when we would drive back home, it would be like pitch black in the back of the car. So you'd have to like tilt it in like the moon, like in like the lights, and you'd like, I get it, and then it would like go pitch black, and you're like, ah. But I started on Pokemon, and I'm still a massive Pokemon fan. The other one that I don't have there's two that I don't have. I played every other game bar from... Wait, no, three. Because I didn't play Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. There's... Which one is it? It's...
I played Sapphire, not Ruby. I don't think I played Leaf.
I played every game bar from that one, and then Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, and the new one that just dropped, which I'm trying to avoid because spoilers.
Right.
But yeah, I came up from Pokemon and then moved on to like Modern Warfare 2, and I was toxic as a kid. As we said, but I was violent as a kid. like I was bullied a lot. So rather than just taking my frustration out on people in person, I'd come home and they'd be like, and you know how Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were back then. It was dark. It was hellaciously toxic. So, and I just remember being sat there and my brother's friend's sister was babysitting at the time, comes in and goes, think it's time to come off of that now. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. And then I just continued on FPS games, and then literally last year I was like, right, I want a PC, so I got a PC for my birthday, and I made my come up on Twitch. So this is stupid because it's a fishing game, but it's actually a really good game. It's got good graphics. It's quite a good and intense game the way it's made. It's called Russian Fishing 4. I built up around 300 people just on that game alone.
That's insane.
I was like, oh, I don't want to be like this one-trick pony anymore. I want to play what I want to play. I can't just keep playing this. But I noticed that when I started doing that, it just wasn't... I don't know, it just wasn't bringing views, so I played like the Hunter Call of the Wild, because obviously that was a smaller game, and things like that. I would play things that I wanted to play, but just wasn't picking up the views.
No.
And I was like, I think it was March 17th of last year, I had like a breakdown to my partner. We was on call. Like, I just don't know. I don't know what to do. Because I'm in university. Because I was in university at the time. And I don't know what to do because I'm unhappy. I try and look at, try and not turn on the views. Because that was frustrating.
I did that.
But it's just not that easy for me because obviously I function on social interaction.
Right.
So whenever I'm playing a game and see somebody chatting over on the right, it's so much easier to carry on talking. But when I started on March 17th, I met so many amazing people from Overwatch, and then I reached my peak of about 15 viewers, and then they died off. And then it came back, and then it kind of died off, and that's something that I don't understand. But also, on that notice, I learned what my issue was, which was all about. I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is all this is my fault. I'm not good enough." And the truth is, it's not that because people just move on, and that's fine.
Yes,
but I wasn't doing enough on my end, bar from just streaming every day.
Yes.
And that's something that I feel like people...
We gotta talk about that streaming. More. We do, yeah.
A lot of people just get so caught up in the numbers, and I am one of them. I still do it now.
Me too. I'm an analytics whore, all the way.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I even went to Solinome and was like, right, what's the best time for me to stream at so I can tap into an audience? I was that level.
I mean, I was hi, marketing major here? Yes. Boo-boo, you fine. I get it.
I literally, what was it? I googled that, and it still didn't help me. The issue was I'm not doing enough extra because people think I feel like some people in their heads go, right, I can make it as a streamer because all you do is play games. No, honey, no, you need take a step back for a second. If you want to do it as a hobby, go for it. However, if you want to do it as a career, you have got as I said earlier. The work never stops as a content creator because you're always thinking, if you've not done something, somebody else has done it before you've even thought of it. And it's you don't want to copy people, but you also want to spin on things. If if you want to be a content creator and make it, you've got to do you don't have to do YouTube, but you have to be on multiple platforms. You can't just be for me, I'm on Twitch and TikTok. and then had that one massive video that went legit. Like, I don't want to say viral because it only got like 100k views, but
that's still decent.
It's exactly. It's still decent. And then like, I'm 10.3k now, but compared to like for example, I'm watching somebody in my peripherals called It's Wakey, who's got 1.7k followers, right?
Mm.
On his TikTok, he's got like, say, I think it's like it's under what I have. I think it's like 1 to 5k. I can't remember.
Oh wow!
But like right now, like every stream I'm watching, he bangs views. He's got like 40, 50 odd people in. And I'm like, what are you doing that I'm not doing?
And that's the worst thing you can do to yourself. That's the worst thing. Believe me, I know. You want to know the truth why I still play Paladins, and it's not because the views or like the raids I get. I might hate the way the state of the game is right now, but I'm not even gonna lie. It is one of the few games that even though when I stream I can't respond to chat right away, chat's always going. Chat's always going. They're talking amongst themselves and all that stuff, and it's like that has made it easier for me to do variety shit. Like you said, for you it's the views, but for me, I feel like I'm doing something wrong because on my other socials I'm lacking. But I get views now, no matter what I'm playing. I could be painting, and I get it. And like, don't get me wrong, the booster stream shit has helped so much. I don't even think, because I look and see like where the revenue comes from, and I don't think that nobody's ever like paid money, even though you can now. Like, nobody's paid money to boost my shit. They just use their channel points, and it's crazy. They have done it on an art stream. I was one time painting outside with my phone. And I remember seeing 50 viewers, and I was like, like I didn't know what to do. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know, like do you know? Because like obviously, like I'm obviously high functioning autistic, and I'm like, for me, I have to know a pattern. So for me, I'm trying to figure out an algorithm all the time, and then like, I spoke to Wakey because honestly, if later down the line we want to grab him in, because honestly, hands down, one of the greatest people in the world.
Hell yeah.
Can talk for days. You just sit there and you're like, what is the algorithm that is? And there's no algorithm to Twitch. There's legit, because we all know the discovery feature on Twitch is absolute ass. Far from setting viewers high to low or low to high. Apart from that, it's ass. Yeah. I mean, the booster stream stuff, like, I know it was controversial and everything, but I mean, you'll see it from this point of view as well, I think. But like, when people saw that it was like, oh, it's pay to win. I mean, it's not pay to win though, is it? Because people are investing in your business.
Right.
That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
It's the mindset. Like, people gotta stop looking at it that way. Like, okay, I got mad that somebody even tried to compare me to like Amaranth. Like, I'm nothing like her at all.
No.
And they're like, yeah, but you do OF. I'm like, and? What the hell does Twitch have to do with that? I don't even advertise it. Matter of fact, my OF dry as fuck right now. Like, I don't even post on. I post on it like once a month. Even though last week I was like, I'm gonna be more active on. I was like, I do too much already. Like, I'm tired, bro. Like, and I can honestly say, bro, like, I got to 1K before I even started doing that. So when people tried to compare me, I'm like, half the time, if I don't wear makeup for stream, I don't. If I don't want to do my hair, I don't. If I don't want to dress up, I don't. And it's not about the looks. And I hate that people say, oh, you gotta be good looking for it. No, you don't. Like, yeah, the people that look good or whatever, you gotta understand, they've been on the platform before all these changes. Like, they had that community before the changes. And I listen, like, I don't know about you, but on Twitter Spaces, I eavesdrop, girl. I be listening, okay? One thing I learned in marketing school is watch what they're doing. You don't have to copy them, but always look and see what other people are doing, so you know what's up. Use it as an example of what you don't want to be like. You know what I'm saying? If you don't vibe with what they're doing, and you say, oh, well, everybody's like sheep and doing what they do. I love that. I love listening in, and I'm just like, sad sheep. Like, I can't be like you. I got to do my own thing. And I think that's where people want to follow. Like, people, I notice, are like-minded. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved. We want to be supported. And being around those same type of people is a vibe. And it's like, I notice for streamers like us that do set our boundaries and we're very firm in what we believe in, we have it a little bit harder. We do. Because it's easier to follow suit of what everyone else is doing. And I talk about that shit all the fucking time. Like, I commend you for being you and doing you regardless. Because people will respect that, you know? I fell in love with your stream the day I came in, misgendered, and you politely corrected me. And it was, ever since then, I was like, I love this person. Because you weren't rude. You educated me. You even have a command for it. Like, that to me was so nice. And
I actually have a story on that. I apologize for interrupting you. Yeah, I got a story on it. So I've got two stories. I've got a good and a bad. So, right, there is a good. So the good one was I met somebody who was obviously like cis heterosexual on TikTok. And at first they were like,
cis is what? Because I hear that and I don't know what that means.
Okay, so cis means you're born, so like your biological sex and your gender are the same. So like if you were born male and you identify as he, him, you're, cis.
Okay.
But we basically met like on TikTok, and I've done it twice. And someone was like, "Oh, like, so how can you be female if you've got like facial hair?" It's like, if you want to know the truth, I cannot be bothered to shave. I have got like a massive amount of like I have a depression pit. There is an entire like behind the scenes thing that you don't see. Another thing is electrolysis, the waiting time for like to get facial hair removed. A, it costs a lot, so I don't have the money. B, like you also have to look at the topic of like how long the waiting lists for gender clinics are. It's like 3 years just before you can get an appointment. And then you have to
I've heard it's very hard.
Oh yeah, it's horrendous, and there's only like 2 or 3 gender clinics in the country.
Oh shit!
So like where I live now, there's a place called Leeds.
Leeds, okay, I know where that's at. It's close to Jamie.
Yeah. So I live in Manchester, but in Leeds, like it's like an hour journey, and it's only for one appointment. It could literally be like 20 minutes. That single thing could cost me like £240 just to go and see the gender clinic, because that unfortunately doesn't get paid. But that's still like a 3-year process. You have to go on living. I mean, obviously I understand the process, but you have to live as you and identify as that for like a year. No, not a year, 3 years. And then next thing you know, it's like, well, I can't exactly do that, because what about if I decide to move somewhere else? And what about that happen and that happen and that? And I feel like it's so long that so many people suffer from it. But I told him all this information. He's like, actually, thank you for saying that. And I was like, well, has nobody actually been like that? And he said that one of the things he faces a lot is when he asks questions, sometimes he doesn't ask in the right way. So he'll just go like, he'll say something and then someone will take offense to it and they'll be like, bye.
They'll just spaz on him,
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I thought you were going to yell at me, but you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for speaking to people and being like, look, if you don't understand something, let me try and help understand something. But I've also had people like, there was a person on Valorant who I met her in a day and was like explaining to him like, oh, I'm trans and this and that and the other, and we got talking. But this man admitted from day one he was homophobic, and I was like, I'm not going to try and change you. You're your own person.
Yeah.
But I can't sit here and educate you or try and make you believe something that you don't want to. That's not my job. That's your parents' job. You're old enough.
Or waste the time to educate you if you're not going to listen.
Exactly. So we continue playing, and he corrected himself on my pronouns for one time, and I was like, I've at least done something. But 2 days later, he then proceeded to spam me so we spoke, and I was like, oh yeah, do you listen to this person? He was like, no, that absolute ass. I was like, fair enough. Sounds like a little bitch move, because that was the banter that we had.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he messaged me and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to cut ties with being friends." I was like, "Okay, but why? Like, it sounds like a you problem right now." And he goes, "Because you're making me think that the LGBTQ community are a positive influence on people, and I don't want to think like that." And then proceeded to go on an entire rant. Bear in mind, I think this guy was like a minority. He told me, I'm pretty sure he was black. I'm pretty sure he told me that. But he was like, fuck F slurs, fuck T slurs, like, fuck furries, hail Satan. And just went on a massive rant, and I went,
oh my god.
I've got the messages. I don't know if he's deleted them or anything, but I've got the messages. And honestly,
you
I
were
just sat there
starting
and
to change his mind. Oh my! It was fear. It was fucking fear.
Exactly.
Wow,
But
that blows my mind.
The best part about it was he legit said that he was like, "Oh yeah, I could not be thinking like that," and I was like, "Okay," and I just replied at the end.
How old was
He was
he?
like, he was like 7. No, he was 17. I was like, "There's no way I'm changing your mind right now."
His parents probably. I mean, because think about it. Like that's insane. You got him to think like that, and he openly admitted, "I can't." What is stopping you? You're a free mind. You're a free soul. So either your parents or your family, and if you're worried about that, that's just fear. That's just straight up fear. That's
the best
I got
part about
chills.
it. The best part about it is, I then went on and went, "I understand why you're doing this." And he told me to kill myself and everything. Like, he straight up was just like, "Fuck you, die," and everything. And I was just like, "Okay, yep." And I've just left on the sentiment of, "It's okay, I understand why you're doing this, and I forgive you." But one thing that he'll never be able to live down, and he might see this, but one thing that he will never, ever, ever be able to live down is that he gave somebody who was trans the right pronouns that one time. And he'll never live that down. Because even though he'll deny it, I've got proof.
I have chills, dude. And something so small like that is so also profound. Like, this is what we do as creators. Mm-hmm. We inspire others to change. And that's not an easy thing to do. For example, I've had people come around me, hang around me, play with, me on games or just talk. And I have helped them see themselves for who they are. They've helped me see things in myself that I needed to fix. There's people that, like you said, think a certain way for a long period of time, and then they begin to break down those barriers, and it's a psychological thing. Sometimes you don't even need to go to therapy for that. I'm not saying to those that go, I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying for those that are like, I don't ever go to therapy. But then you'll sit there and watch a streamer and believe them. So it's like, why not use our platform for something greater? When I was little, I used to always tell people, I'm going to change the world someday. And I was always told, no, you won't. Why is that such a big, why do we put that sentence like it's something big? It is something big, but you know what I mean? Why do we knock people that want to? The complaint is always, we don't care enough. Okay, so when are we going to start? When our planet disappears? When we kill each other? Come on. So, wow, your story just mind blown, fucking shit.
It was crazy, but I just sat there and just kind of laughed at it. I was just like,
yeah. You've definitely played a part in me respecting LGBTQA plus more, because I going in didn't understand it, and it wasn't until I think 2 months before I met you where I was really trying to understand it. I was even talking in private to a certain person that we're not friends anymore. I'm a little salty with them right now because I'm just finding out from a lot of people that apparently they were showing our messages to people. I'm like, that doesn't make me look bad. You realize that, right? I mean, you're trying to prove to people, oh, she flirted with me. She showed me nudes. And now that we're not friends, look at this. It's like, my nudes are on OF for $9.99. There it is. You're not making me look bad. Hi, shameless plug. But seriously, I was just so annoyed because I'm like, I gave you a chance to feel loved, something you've never felt, and you do that. But this particular person, with me meeting them and you both, and I'll give them this credit, even though we're not friends and I don't fuck with them and I don't like them anymore, they did do one thing right, and that was educate me a lot on how to be an ally. And I'm starting to now judge the people that I've seen in the past call themselves allies, but then have these very offensive views towards the same community they're trying to be an ally for. That's something that needs to be talked about too. People claiming to be an ally, but then go back and use those same slurs. Like, you'll see me in my streams. I'll do my best. I can't always control the people that are in my fucking Discord and shit. But I do nip at the people that'll say certain things that could be offensive to them and try to just advertise. I remember when I first met you, I started to tell my friends, this is, my new friend. They identify as she, her. Please respect that and whatever. And they do, Even now, I have a friend of mine who likes to wear wigs, likes to wear makeup, but they identify as he, him. And sometimes I will say she. And finally, they had to tell me they're not offended by it or anything, but they're just like, by the way, I identify as he, him, but I just like to dress up. And I was like, okay, my bad. But it's just something simple like that you open your heart and your mind up to the possibility that this is what it is. It's even changed how I parent. I used to be one of those parents that's for girls. Da 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 da. I don't do that no more with my son because who am I to do that? What if one day he wants, to explore makeup or whatever? He gets in my makeup a lot. And so that to me, I'm starting to pay attention to that. I don't encourage anything. I'm trying to let him kind of find his own because he's only 5. But it has helped me change my outlook on a lot of things. And I just got to say thank you for that because it is all new to us. However, if you look in the past, trans and being gay and bisexual and lesbians been around for thousands of years.
Oh yeah.
It's even in like Egyptian stories, like on the walls. Like I've seen it. But the fact that we're widely accepting it now, I think more people should just honestly do their research. And if you don't know, just ask. Like I'm so glad that you and many others like you just educate. Because it is how you approach. That's like you coming to me and being like, what's it like being black? I can't get offended at that question because it's just a fucking question, Now, maybe if you said the N-word, what's it like? Whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to be offended. But if you're just asking a simple question, can't really get offended, and that's so it goes both ways and that's why I was so scared that you would spaz on me because I've had people that I get it. You guys, get bullied all the time. Hello, I'm mixed. I get bullied and deal with racism all the time. So I get why you want to spaz immediately, but you can't do that. And I also have dealt with people in the past that they'll tell me, I identify as this and you call me this and nothing else and get very aggressive. And it's like, you cannot get mad, just educate people. That's all you can do. And like you said, if you can't change a person's mind, don't force it. That's, I think, where the clashing comes into play with both cis and trans and LGBTQA+. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, we got to work together to find common ground.
Yeah, I agree.
This is so nice. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do more. So, do we want to do this like weekly or bi-weekly? Like, what works better for you? Is I don't want to get you locked into something that when you start this job, you're going to be absolutely knackered.
I can do it. I can do it weekly, but if you would prefer to do it bi-weekly and make it easier so it's like less time to edit or anything.
I just need to know. I kind of don't want to edit these. I kind of want to just let it be free like we're doing now. The only thing I'll probably edit is the intro, and feel free to let me know like what kind of colors and stuff you want to use, if you have a logo, whatever. That'll be the only thing. And then I kind of just want to leave it like this. Like right now, this is 38 minutes, but I'm always going to trim it down. It'll probably be like a 25 to 30 minute video. But it works out for me weekly. I just need to know. I'm very particular about dates and times. And it doesn't have to be right on time, but if Saturdays work best for you, or even something like this Sunday mornings, I don't know.
I can do Sunday mornings.
That kind of works out for me. Plus, it forces me to like actually get up and get the day started. Sunday mornings. I won't write a time because I'm very much like, I'm going to start my stream at 8 o'clock and then go live an hour later. So.
I feel that.
I like this. I enjoyed it. We definitely got to do this more. Definitely talk to your friend to see if they want to come on and be our first guest. Like I said, I want the first 3 episodes to be just us. I know Dee mentioned something about wanting to join, so I'll talk with her and see how she's feeling. I'm super excited. I'm super hyped. I like want to thank you for like just sharing that story. Like that was a really inspiring story. Like I'm probably gonna think about that the whole week now. Because Valorant's a toxic ass game. So for you to
Yeah.
have somebody like second guess their beliefs, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I'm trying. I would try to find the messages, but I just can't seem to find them. I was like, please, I just want to find them, just so I can show people.
So I was trying to find something the other day on fucking Twitter, and I was like, damn, I post a lot. I just go through so many fucking pages of shit. I was like, whatever. All right, honey, I'm going to.
Yeah, I think honestly, I really enjoyed it. Like, because that's one thing that, like, believe it or not, like, as a content writer, if you like say that you want to do some work on the side and everything, like in the gaming industry, there's a lot of people that do content writing, and I think like, and they're all remote jobs as well. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we're working for a gaming company, but it's like content writer. So like I don't know if they like cover Paladins or anything, but they'll cover like CS:GO or something like that. And it'll be like you just write like an article, and they like pay you based on that.
Yeah, I've seen that. I used to do something similar to that, but it wasn't gaming; it was just blogging. And I'd go on Upwork, and people would just pay me to write blog posts for them. And the only thing that sucks about it is I can't claim it. I can't, there's nothing that I could write my name. I basically was ghostwriting. And it was great money, but you're paying to do all this work to not get recognized, and it kind of sucks. And I don't like that. Like I got paid $1,000 before for writing a single article.
Oh, damn.
And that because it was $1 per word. Because that's my rate, like hands down. I will not work for less than $1 per word. Because I can easily write 1,000 to 2,000 words in maybe like an hour or two, and that was nice money. Let's just put it this way: I made $2,000 off 2 articles last year.
Oh my god,
it was good money.
Oh, I envy that.
I just don't like that kind of work anymore because I'm very much like, this is me, and I don't want to let someone else take the credit for my shit. So
yeah, I feel that. Okay.
But all right, well, next Sunday will be our second episode. If you have any ideas or preferences for it, let me know if you want to do like how we're just doing conversation, or maybe have a theme. I put in that podcast overview like mini games and challenges and stuff because maybe we can make it fun. 1 week we'll be like, oh, we're gonna do the cinnamon challenge, or we're gonna do this.
So, I need to get some. I think I've got some. I said like months and months and months ago.
I haven't done it yet.
Do the cinnamon challenge. I've just not done it.
I've not done it yet. Well, good. We've not done it yet, so that could be more. All right, baby. I have to start my stream because it's 8:00. But I love you. I enjoyed every minute of this. This was so fun.